Welcome back. I think Sam Greska is going to be joining us today because I think Bob Greska is off in Hawaii. Who's Bob Greska, you ask? Well, if you are a new listener, I'll tell you a little bit about who he is. Bob Greska is the inventor, the innovator of Greska C60. He was an aerospace materials engineer that changed career directions from building spacecraft to health and human performance. He actually decided he wanted to stop making weaponry and stop making things that contributed to the downfall of society and do something good for humankind. And so he put his science brain to work and he developed Greska C60. So he's the CEO and founder of Greska C60, which is an incredible supplement based on carbon. Simple. Right? Doesn't get much simpler than carbon. And that's the very essence of life. And today, Sam is going to be joining us. I'm not sure if he's on with us quite yet, but hopefully he'll be on soon. If you want to give me, he's on. Wonderful. Sam Greska, welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio. How's it going?
There we go. Can you see me?
I can
Perfect.
see. How are you doing?
All right. So I'm doing great. How are you, Tammy?
Doing well.
Back
Doing
up
well.
a little bit because it's closer than I thought.
We heard that Bob's in Hawaii.
Yes, Bob is in Hawaii at the Mind Body Spirit Expo on the 26th. I think it's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So he'll have a full day. He just landed, so he just texted me. He just landed, and I think it'll be a great expo out there.
Awesome. Oh, and here I thought he was taking a vacation, but he's there working.
Yeah, he's always working, but I think he's got an extra couple days before and like an extra day after to go to the beach and stuff like that.
Awesome. He's such a hardworking guy. He needs it. I'm glad to hear that. Well, today I want to talk a little bit about just your experience with Greska C60. I would love for you to share some stories about, when your dad started it, what it's done for people, that type of thing. I thought that might be kind of fun.
Yeah, that sounds great. And in fact, that's perfect. I had all my notes set up and stuff, but then my computer stopped working. So that's a better direction. That works for me.
Yeah. How old were you when he started?
I was probably 14, 2012. So no, 2012. So I was 10. I'm young. So
10 years old when he started. Did you think your dad was crazy? I mean, you were just 10, but what did you think?
Well, I think it still do think, so so maybe that hasn't left, but he made a great product. Crazy about the product for sure.
Yep.
He made a great product and made a great business. It's been great for everybody we've been involved with, great for our family, of course. So it's been an outlet for him to, be generous with giving people health. And so it's been great.
Tell me a little bit about it. So how do you see the Greska C60 works? How does the Carbon 60 work?
So Carbon 60 basically is a antioxidant. When I talk to people and explain it to them, I say that kind of like what is activated charcoal, activated carbon. Activated charcoal is a sponge, so it collects everything. If you interact with toxins, it sponges up everything, but it also sponges up nutrients and things your body needs. So Carbon 60 is different in that it only goes after the toxins. It only goes after free radicals. It doesn't affect anything negatively in the body. It's great to have a product that there are no adverse side effects. I also have a comparison when people ask, is there any contraindications or anything like that? I said, it's like burnt toast. So it's burnt toast that helps you. So
I like that. I love the analogy. I love that you use the example rather of activated charcoal, because that's how Greska C60 works. It's like a seeking. It goes out and seeks the free radical. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yes. So I'm not as much into the science as Bob, but something's negatively charged, something's positively charged, and they find each other. I think you don't want the positively charged molecules. So C60, I believe, is negatively charged, and
Yeah.
opposites attract, literally. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
seeks them out.
talk to me a little bit about toxins. So everybody's concerned about toxins, right? Everybody's concerned about toxins in the air, toxins in our food. I take Greskas as a way to give myself protection against some of the
Mhm.
toxins. So how does it help people with toxins?
So being an antioxidant, I'll step back. What toxins do in your body is they disrupt cells, and they create free radicals. Free radicals are when molecules are missing an electron, they become imbalanced. So carbon 60 has the ability to attach itself to that free radical and stabilize it. So it's a very, very nano-sized problem that affects very big things. Um, and toxins, we're exposed to toxins every day, of course, in what we drink and I'm on my phone, so I think I got, there we go. So what we drink, what we eat, even moving. So it's not quite in every instance that toxins are something that is avoidable. They're very avoidable for some things, but even moving, we produce free radicals just by moving our muscles, just by living, we produce free radicals. So it's a byproduct of life. And we have things in place in our body that try to counteract that. Carbon 60 gives us a boost in that. It gives us
Hmm.
another soldier, I guess, in
Yeah.
the fight against free radicals and toxins. So it gets your body back to being able to heal itself naturally. And if we don't have those roadblocks in place, we can heal, our bodies can heal themselves naturally. That's what they're meant to do. So it doesn't
Amen.
do anything supernatural, but it does get you to that point where you can naturally heal without roadblocks.
Yeah, I love that because that's the only thing that does heal is the body. The body's the
Mhm.
only thing that can heal the body. You mentioned nanotechnology, or not technology, but nano. You mentioned the word nano, right? What does that mean? Because I think a lot of people understand how activated charcoal works, but that's much bigger than Greska's C60, right?
Yes. So nanometers, I believe, is 1,000 nanometers. Nano would be something that's 1,000 nanometers or less, and our product is 20 nanometers. Um, the carbon 60 molecules that we make are in 20 nanometer, um, kind of statically charged clusters or statically connected, but they break up during our mixing process. So Um, people get the wrong idea with nanotechnology.
Yeah.
Everything's nano. I mean, there
Yeah.
are some nanotechnology you want to stay away from, but everything's nano. So in any technology, you have things that are really small, even in
Yeah.
a computer. I mean, in anything. So
Right.
in toast, there's nano things.
Right.
We're nano. We have nano components. So
Yes.
um, people get the wrong idea about it, but sometimes they're on the right track, depending on what it is. But this is good nanotechnology.
Hmm.
Um, And people also kind of equate technology to electronics. And when people say nanotechnology, it usually or doesn't necessarily mean electronics.
Right.
But carbon 60 it's good nanotechnology.
Yeah, because you want to be able to absorb it. That's what it really boils down
Hmm.
to, right? And so that's kind of the magic of Greska's C60 is that it's very tiny, so
Hmm.
your body can use it. Even people with gut issues who have absorbability problems, they can still benefit from it. You have several different products, right? You have the water product. You want to talk a little bit about what you use the spray on water for versus the oil daily kind of 45 day.
Yes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
I actually have something. You're the first one to see it.
Oh
So
boy,
it's something
exciting.
that'll be on the site tomorrow. It's basically a new and improved take on the water product. We had a topical and an oral product, um, and this is pretty much both of those. So Bob's been putting in the work in his lab on figuring out the best method to suspend carbon 60 in water, because carbon 60 is a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier than water. So it's hard to suspend in water. But he did do that, and he's even perfected that even more. So it's much more, I wouldn't say stable in it, but it's in suspension better. It's in suspension better. So it stays in suspension, stays in the bottle. It doesn't fall out at all. But this is it. I'll show you it. And it's more representative of what it actually is, because now we call it, let me put it over there. So it's hydrated fullerenes.
Okay.
It's oral and topical supply. So this isn't even on the site yet. It will be, I'm going to say tomorrow. I'm working on it tonight. We just got the labels in, so I got to take some pictures, and I do all the website stuff, so it takes some time.
Yeah.
But how this is different than, say, our traditional product, which is the carbon 60 in sunflower oil,
Right.
is there's no oil. So it's just C60 in water. So it's much more bioavailable. It doesn't have any oil that it has to process off. But and really it's just comes down to preference, because the important stuff is the carbon 60. You can put it in whatever you want. And carbon 60 is the key factor. It's the active ingredient. So that's what's important. And our carbon 60 is clean. There's no solvents used in it. We have a entirely solvent-free process, and our carbon 60 is, I'd say it's the best.
I would say so too. And one of the things that we need to be aware of as consumers too, and I learned this from Bob, was that you want your carbon to be black, because carbon's black. And
Carbon
there's a
black.
lot of other products out there that are funny colors. And why are they funny colors?
So they're amber or they're purple. And what that means is there's a presence of toluene or toluene in the product, or some other solvent, which is not what you want. Carbon is black unless you're getting diamonds. You want carbon to be black.
Right. We're talking to Sam Greska, learning about Greska's C60. When we come back, we're going to talk about why people take it and what kind of results they get, because I think that's what everybody wants to know. How's it going to work? We're going to find out when we come back with Sam Greska. Visit c60.com. c60.com. You can use promo code Tammy for a little discount. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
as an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code Tammy at checkout for a special discount.
As a wonderful entrepreneur, Greska's C60 is always looking to give the marketplace what they want. They have Greska C60 in sunflower oil. It's a very high quality oil. It's not the bad seed oil, because it's not been it's not used for frying or anything like that. This is just good organic sunflower oil. They have that product in a 45-day supply. They have a C60 face serum, which is wonderful. It's very, very light. It's wonderful to use as a primer underneath your makeup. They have another product in oil. It's in Greska C60 in olive oil. Again, a 45-day supply. You just take with a dropper. And then they have Greska's C60 in water, and that's wonderful. This one should go, in your get one for your kids' athletic bag, because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people out there that don't think anything about, giving your kid things like Tylenol or pain relievers, over the counter pain relievers. It's like, oh yeah, they got hurt at sports and they need something for pain relief, and that's what people reach for, is these over the counter products. But the problem is these over the counter products, as we're finding out, actually have consequences to them. So why not get some Carbon 60 for pain for your child? Because it works fantastic. You can spray it right on there. I have used it on my kids when they were smaller, even. A couple years ago, my daughter, she was still a teenager, when she had a headache, and just sprayed it on her temples and on both sides of her head, and boom, it took her headache away immediately. So sometimes it works right on contact, and I've seen it happen several times. C60, Greska C60 has been a part of our Naturally Inspired Health Summits for all 3 years, and I've seen it work on people right in front of my eyes, right there at the table at our summit. So Sam, welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so excited about the new product. So excited about the new product, and all of the Greska's products are awesome. But why don't you tell me a little bit about stories when it comes to, you've been doing this a while now, with your dad, and I'm certain you've been around it for even longer, and you've probably heard all the stories that he has to tell, because he's very passionate about what he does.
Yes.
So why don't you share a few stories about how C60 has helped people with maybe things like ringing in the ears, or, different stories that you've encountered?
Yeah. So baseline cause of a lot of these issues, the issues that Carbon 60 rectifies, is inflammation. So we have customers who take it for ringing in their ears, and they take it orally, as well as they'll spray it actually in their ear.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So they put it in the ear. Okay.
Put it in the ear, and their ringing stops. So I've never had ringing in my ear, but I know it's very, very common. I think a lot of people who are older have it. People who are younger have it, or if they were exposed to loud noises, stuff like that. So Carbon 60 does help with that, and helps relieve that damage through removing the inflammation. Probably about 3 days ago, I talked to a guy, and I think we talked on the phone for 30 minutes, which I love talking to customers. It's great. So he was talking about how he puts Carbon 60 on his eyelids, and he had floaters in his eyes, and those have completely disappeared.
Wow.
So it wasn't just a 90%, or I think it's better. It's something that's completely disappeared. So he said his doctor has been amazed by that. And that doctor actually started taking Carbon 60. So, because that's what the guy attributed it to. So,
wow, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, we have stories of people who have aches and pains who apply the product topically or take it internally. And I think the baseline, and I guess I could say it too much, but I almost can't overstate it. It's really inflammation. Unnecessary inflammation is the cause of a lot of problems, and that's what Carbon 60 resolves. So there's kind of anything you can think of that you have unnecessary inflammation, or you have old injuries that are just taking too long to heal, or still sore, you're still getting pains from it. Carbon 60 is very great for that.
Yeah. What about allergies? Get a lot of people now, some people get spring allergies, but a lot of people get fall allergies too.
So I haven't talked to anybody personally, but of course I've heard my dad talk to people, and he's told me about it. So, yes, some people snort the carbon 60 up their nose. So, I don't
Some
think we can
people.
recommend it. I think I
I'm
don't.
some
Oh,
people.
you're some people. Okay, awesome, awesome.
I
So,
did it this past August. I always get something because we're out in the country here and they start tearing down the
mhm,
corn and cutting the corn. And every year, first week of August or so, second week of August, I get just itchy eyes. And
mhm.
I took some and it helped right away. And then I texted Bob and said, "Hey, I took it. I sprayed it on my eyelids." And he said, "Oh, snort it." And
Mhm.
so I did, and it totally worked. It totally worked. So
Well, that's awesome.
yeah. So I can be a story for you guys right there because it definitely helped immediately. I've used it for small scratches too. Like
Mhm.
we have cows here on our place, and I'm always loading hay and whatnot. I always get scratched somehow out here on the farm, and
Yeah.
I always just spray a little bit of carbon 60 on it, and it doesn't get as bad. If I can catch the redness right away,
Mhm.
instead of letting it scab over the next day or whatever. If I can catch the redness, it doesn't turn into anything else. It goes away. It's pretty
Cool.
great.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And it almost makes it hard for us to market because people say, well, what does it do? It's like, well, it does everything. It doesn't really do everything, but it does just about everything.
Yeah.
It helps with just about everything. It supports just about everything. So it helps with a lot. Um, and yeah, people put it on scratches, small cuts. Again, it's not something we can recommend to put it on anything like that, but people do it and they notice great results.
Yeah. Yeah. What about, let's see, what haven't I asked you about? The pet line. Because I know a lot of people, I did a story yesterday about veterinarians and how a lot of these vet clinics are actually getting bought up by bigger private equity firms nowadays. And so the cost of pet care has skyrocketed. You can't get out of a vet clinic without like $1,000. Can you use this stuff on your pet? Because pets, they get stuff too. They get scratched, they have a little issue.
Mhm.
Have you ever had anybody use it on dogs or cats?
Yes, we have a lot of customers. I think we probably have about 15 people who have subscriptions just for their pets. Um, and we even have a couple customers who don't even buy it for themselves. They just buy it for their pets. Um, which is, I guess it's surprising, maybe it's a finances thing. I don't know. And I've heard a lot of people, they say, I'd rather go without it before I let my pet go without it. So people notice shinier coats. Their animals will be more playful. It's just about everything that we would notice, um, except it almost seems with senior pets, it really affects them to a greater extent. People notice a lot more activity. We have put carbon 60 around the I think it's the lamina around the horse's hoof. And
Oh yeah.
when a horse has inflammation on its hoof, it starts getting cracks and it starts getting really inflamed. So people put that on there, and then what it does is it stops the inflammation on um, right before the hoof starts growing because it's pretty much nail. And that stopping inflammation, it stops the crack, and the hoof starts growing out properly. We actually have a good amount of pictures. I think 3 separate horses on our site.
Yeah, I've heard Bob talk about that, calling it floundering. And unfortunately, when a
You know what?
horse,
My audio's a little bit messed up.
yeah, the Bob was talking about floundering with horses, and he said that when a horse flounders like that, they often have to put him down. So this could
Yeah.
be like this. There, you're back, perfect. This could be a bit of a Hail Mary to throw, if you're in a point with your horse where this keeps happening. This could be something that could really improve the life of your horse or maybe even save it.
Yes, for sure. And we had one client who was getting ready to put her horse down. I mean, that was kind of the next thing on the docket.
Hmm.
And she got a good farrier. who worked with horses that have laminitis and started using Greska's Carbon 60. And the farrier helped relieve those pressure points, and the Carbon 60 helped reduce the inflammation around the nail bed. So the horse's hoof started growing out evenly, and we even have pictures of it in about 3 months. Hooves don't grow very fast, but it was about a half inch of growth. And it was perfect, great nail. The cracking was gone, the flaking was gone, and the horses, as far as I know, I haven't had an update in about 6 months, but this was a case where Carbon 60 wasn't necessary to just keep taking and keep taking for the horse. It solved the problem that was being continued, because the cracking causes further inflammation, and then the inflammation causes more cracking. So it's kind of back and forth. So after the horse was kind of over that hump, they stopped taking carbon. The horse didn't have to keep taking Carbon 60, and it's still doing great.
That's wonderful. Why don't we talk a little bit about how you take it? So with the oil droppers, how do you take it? When do you take it? Should you take it with food? Like, how do you take it?
So mornings are good with or without food.
Okay.
And what you do is you just open it up, you give it a good squeeze, and just about that. What comes out, it's about 2/3 of a milliliter. That'll last you about 45 days. And you just take that right in your mouth. Some people put it under their tongue, but you could do it either way. It's so small, it gets around everywhere. So you can do that with or without food.
Okay.
Then we got the face serum. And that, I'll just put it on my hands for the sake of showing it. But it just takes a couple drops. And really with 2 drops, I can cover the entire back of my hand. It's just about 4 drops on the face, but you just rub it in, and I put it on my hands, I put it on my face. So I don't know if I'm the best model for it, but
you got great skin, Sam. Great skin.
So I actually, when I was younger, I was in a propane accident, so I do get a little red right here. But Carbon 60 has helped with that, because I couldn't be in the sun for too long. And so I have noticed improvement with that, and my face doesn't get as red when I'm in the sun. So you wouldn't know. I had 2nd-degree burns all over my face. So.
Wow. How old were you when that happened?
I think I was 11.
Oh, wow. So it
Messing
helps with
around.
scars.
Yeah, well, it helps with, yes. I mean, that was they weren't I don't have visible scarring, but I do have scar tissue on my face. So it does. It helps with that. Certainly.
Perfect.
That's what it helped with for me. So.
Go ahead if you want to do the spray real fast.
I got one more. So here's the spray. It's very simple. It's just, you can spray it on. No, this one's new, but you can spray it on topically.
There you go.
And then you can spray it in your mouth. So either way. All right.
Everybody, get your C60 at c60.com. That's Greska's C60.com. You can also call them. Call, because they answer their phone, 720-600-6040. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Tammy. Thanks.